yo, this man right here, he is a freak. Cause my sis said, yo, I've been walking up and down all day. Like, man, you gonna let me wash up or something, bro? This man said, listen, they don't call me preacher boy for nothing. And it's cause I get down on my knees. And it's not to pray, so you better hike that dress on up. All right, so y'all know my birthday was April 19th. If you didn't, now you know. I always love any excuse to talk about my birthday. But yeah, that weekend I ended up seeing Sinners. I was out on the town and city for a little bit. I was like, let me go see Sinners. And even though I did see it a few days ago, obviously a couple days ago, I wanted to take a moment to sit with it right before I just hopped up here and started yapping, especially because some of the discourse online annoyed me a little bit. Like, so many people are talking about making it a multiverse, prequels, sequels, spinoffs. I was like, whoa, wait, slow down. Can we digest what we just got first? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I would say that some people have like MCU brain, and this is coming from a once Marvel stan. I'm a hesitant fan now of the MCU, at least, because I'm like, girl, I don't know what's going on. But I would say that this is a result of MCU brain, but I think it's actually a symptom of a system as a whole, like an industry as a whole, that flattens and mass produces art the way, or, you know, things that want to call this stuff art, the way that it does. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole other video, child. Like, we could really get into that. But yeah, I was like, slow down, my gosh. Let's enjoy let's enjoy the meal that we just got. Like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I think the success of this movie proves what we all knew, right? That people actually do like original things, not just franchise things. The original things just have to be well made, like everything else, girl. Like, when I say stellar cast, I promise you that I mean that. Wunmi has been snatching my attention up for a moment. She is a very talented actress, and she's beautiful. Like, let's get into that. Miles, who plays Sammy, aka Preacher Boy, was so good as well. So it's such an amazing singer. Jamie Lawson as Miss Pearl up there giving us a show. And also, obviously, Michael B. Jordan. Sometimes it is hard for me to connect with Michael B. Jordan's performances, but I really think he did such a good job in this movie, especially considering how challenging it must have been to act in a dual role, you know, like as twins like that, like, and also the action sequences. Now, someone on Twitter said that when Mary said, boy, if you don't get the F out of my face, when she said that the actress Haley was thinking, she was imagining that she was talking to Shameik Moore when she said, that, I was hollering when I saw that online. And don't get mad at me if I get the twins' names wrong, but it's Smoke, right? Smoke is the one who got himself messed up playing with them white girls. Playing with them white girls got you messed up, Smoke. Now you're a vampire. Sis was talking about her granddaddy was half black or something. I was like, girl, you are a white woman. Oh, my granddaddy was half black. My great granddaddy had a little bit of blackness too. Girl, you are a white woman. Go wait in line to speak to somebody manager like the rest. Like, girl, she really hopped up in there like, oh boy, get out of my face, boy, what you doing, girl? And honey, she was the first one stepping out of the juke to go speak to the vampires. You wanna be down that girl. wanna be down there, girl. One of the first ones to go out there and get turned by the old folklore, old pilgrim music, girl. Get out my face, Mary. So yeah, vampirism being a metaphor for racial exploitation, oppression, it was just really fun to watch play out. Like that one moment when Cornbread was obviously dead outside, girl, like needing permission to come in, and they wouldn't let him in. And then Cornbread said something to the effect of, you ain't letting me in, see you just like the white folks, that's why y'all do me like this. And I loved that because it's like these, I was about to say it, but these Ashies, like in real life, will be doing some heinous stuff. And when you try to keep them out of, from messing up your family, your community, your people, it's, oh, well, you just like the oppressor. No, I'm not, because I want to protect my folks from people who are trying to clearly exploit them, clearly, you know what I mean, take advantage of and hurt them. Also, I would just like to say I really enjoyed this scene. Annie was just like, girl, you mean to tell me that you've been walking in and out this place all night, and suddenly you need permission to get in, and it was on it, like she was on it. She was on it. And also, when speaking about the vampirism, racism, exploitation metaphor, right? That scene when Remick had Sammy by the throat, at, like towards the end of their big fight, right? Or the big confrontation. And Sammy started praying the Lord's Prayer, thinking that it would protect him. But Remick prayed it right along with him and was like, yeah, he was like, hey girl, I know that one too. It's real cute. Which to me drives home the point when Sammy goes back to his father's church and refuses to put down his guitar when asked, ultimately ending up leaving, like riding away in that car, which I think had some of the most beautiful shots of the sky and the fields and all that. So beautiful, so beautiful. But yeah, like, essentially his father's looking at him in this church saying, like, demanding that he put down his gift. Like, you want me to put down my gift, the thing that saved my life out there? No, I'm not going to do that. In the movie, I like this question of traditional inherited beliefs, hoodoo, whatever you want to, hoodoo, things that are like traditional, ancestral, like whatever, when it comes to the Black community. I like that, or I should say, I like how that is positioned in this movie against the imposed structures of organized or white supremacist religion that have been literally beaten into the Black community. Because here you have this pastor who's telling his son to put down this thing. It's the blues, all this stuff. Oh my God, everything's so scary. Put it down. We need masses religion. We need masses religion. And he was just like, I don't know. Like, Sammy was just like, this guitar done saved me from them vampires out there. So I don't know about that. It really reminds me of how some Black people will make fun of things like voodoo, hoodoo, whatever, but yet they will think that drinking someone's symbolic blood at communion isn't just as much of a ritual or spell or just as fantastical, if you want to say that, as all the stuff, as a voodoo and as all the hoodoo stuff that they make fun of, you know. As we all know, Christianity was used by many white slaveholders and religious leaders to justify and enforce slavery and racial oppression. The so-called Curse of Ham from the Bible was widely cited as a theological rationale for Black enslavement. And pro-slavery interpretations of scripture were dominant in white American churches for generations. Many white Christians in the South argued that slavery was ordained to bring Christianity to Africans, and the church often supported or rationalized the institution of slavery. So yeah, that scene to me represents the hypocrisy and dysfunction of Christianity, especially Christianity in, like Black communities, Black society, like, because plantation owners, lynch mobs, segregationists, they were all praying to the same God that Sammy's dad was praying to. And it's kind of like the same situation today. So I just really thought it was crazy when Remick, the vampire, started praying the Lord's Prayer too, because it's just like they've been praying to the same God. So the metaphor just really, I just love it. I love it. You could go all day with it. So yeah, I like that we have this main character, Sammy, who is examining all the moving pieces before him and has decided that this church, masses religion, is not the thing that saved him his ancestral gift with music, which activated that guitar and made the vampire scream or whatever, at the end of it. Annie's knowledge and her hoodoo, her knowledge, those are the things that saved and protected him. And so, okay, Remick also tries to portray his version of exploitation as protection, right? He argues that by turning Black people into vampires, he is saving them from racial persecution and offering them a kind of immortality and freedom that is impossible otherwise. But of course, that comes with a cost, because what he's offering them is just another kind of self-serving for him, exploitation, right? Okay, so switching gears here, people keep talking about spinoffs, right? Spinoff, prequel, sequel, spinoff. And I'm glad that Ryan said that he doesn't have any plans for that at all. But when people talk about spinoffs, they keep bringing up like the vampires, Remick's name up, like they keep bringing this white man name up. And I'm like, girl, we know how exploiters become exploiters. Y'all talk about, we want to see how it came to this, how his villain story evolved to this. Like, we know how exploiters become exploiters. They can take it, so they do. Like, that's it. They can do it. They have the power, so they do it. Like, that's it. Or They got screwed over themselves by another group, by some other people. And instead of just trying to heal from that and defend themselves and, of course, take revenge against that specific group. But, like, they take those same tactics and then use them, the same tactics that were used against them, and then use them against other innocents. And see, I'm just like, we know how exploiters become exploiters, girl. So some of these people talking about, oh my God, especially some of the white critics who make it clear that they don't care to really understand or could never understand the cultural depths of this movie, right? It was just so weird to see them all come out like 5 seconds after they watched the movie and talk about, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what Remick, I can't wait to see the vampire, the evil white man I want to see a spinoff, a sequel. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, y'all. Like, why would y'all not want to, if we're going to do this, because Ryan said he wasn't going to do it, and I really do like that we're just letting this movie stand alone if that's the case, okay? But if we're going to do this, why would y'all want the vampire, like, why would y'all not want to see how else Sammy would be able to tap into his powers? Especially we got that end credit scene where he done lived his entire life. I'm sure he done went through some stuff and used his powers. Like, y'all don't want to get deeper into the lore of the magic that was used against the vampires? I just keep thinking about how transcendent that scene was where Sammy was summoning the spirits from the past, present, future, whatever, with his music, with his gift, right? And how we could hear all the different kinds of styles and cultural traditions within. It was just so amazing. Like, I'm interested in that kind of stuff, which is why I think the movie felt so fresh to me in general, like as a whole, right? Because I just thought it was just this amazing mix of like genres. Like, you got Black history here, you got vampires here, you got the 1930s. Like, it was just a really good take on something that we have seen over and over again. And by that I mean vampires. You see what I'm saying? It could have been a run-of-the-mill story about vampires or a very uninspired story about like Black vampires. But it wasn't. It wasn't at all. Like, that moment when, like I mentioned before, when they were sitting in the car and the sky looks beautiful and the fields look amazing, but then the older Black guy, I forget his name, he was talking about how they lynched someone he knew and how they cut off his man. It was just insane. But then to see the character, right, retell that horrific story, but then immediately switch, because his brain could not handle it, right? But then immediately switch into humming and sing. He said he got nightmares every week from that or something like that since that day. Like, immediately switch into humming and music, and it was just so telling. You know what I mean? Just the survival tactics that Black people have had to use throughout the year. It was just a great work of art, I would say. The movie really kept me on my toes, especially after they finished building up the beginning of the plot. Once they got to that juke joint, honey, I live. And then also, of course, at the end when Smoke kills all those hood-wearing, white hood-wearing people, and then going to be with his wife and the child that they lost. I was just, oh wow. The guy there was like, oh my gosh, what do you want? You want money? Child, no, eat these bullets. That's what I want. But yeah, I mean, you could literally write dissertations on this movie, but I think I'm gonna stop here because y'all know me. Y'all know me. I can go on and on, but tell me what y'all favorite part of the movie was if you saw it. I mean, I don't know why you watched this video if you ain't seen it. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. Love y'all so much, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace. Make sure that you're going to www.zeraxia.com. When you join the wait list there on the site, you will be the first to be notified when I drop my sequel. Also, you'll immediately get chapter 1 of my upcoming sequel of the upcoming book sent to your email as a PDF. So check that out. Also, this is a different excerpt from my upcoming book, so you definitely want to pause to read if you're trying to get your life. Keep in mind that this upcoming book, the sequel, is following up the first book that is already released called Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King. I released it a few years ago. It was my introduction to writing fantasy and stuff, so just go easy on me. But either way, as you can see here, it's given 4.9 stars. So yeah, check out Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King while you wait for Zeraxia, The Vengeance of Cold Wind, right? And go to Zoraxia.com, sign up, join the wait list, get your free chapter. Thank you so much.